Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. If you do any gardening whatsoever, I've got a way to help save a little bit of money where you don't have to buy peat pots or pellet starters or something like that. You can make your own using toilet paper rolls, loo rolls, whatever you call them. You'll need a little bit of a seed starter mix or potting soil, coconut coir, whatever it is that you like to start seeds in that are going to be planted outside or indoors in a pot of soil. So start saving your toilet paper rolls, loo rolls, whatever you call them. I'm going to show you how to use this. First things first, you'll just need your toilet paper roll and a pair of scissors. And what you want to do is make 4 cuts. 2 cuts across from each other this way and 2 cuts at a right angle across from each other that way. Enough so that you can fold those flaps over and they'll create a little bottom for a little cup. So it's roughly about an inch in, maybe not quite that much. And this is not rocket science. If you're off a little bit, hey, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so now we're going to cut across this way and then line them up and cut across this way. I've got 4 cuts in here, as you can hopefully see. There's 4 cuts. Now we're just going to moisten this first. I've got a little container here with some water in it. That's just plain old water. We want to moisten it and make it so we can fold this without too much effort. We'll make it a little bit more wet than that. I have another container here that has nothing in it. Whoop, as you can see, there's nothing in it. And once this is folded, I'm going to set it in the dry container there. Okay, now it's wet and they're folding a little easier. I'm just going to fold 2 across from each other. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And the other 2 across from each other. I'm going to stick my finger in there just to kind of press them together. And we're just making a little bottom out of this. Now, all you need to do is just set it in another container and allow it to dry. And when it dries, these are going to be pretty well set to where you've put them, which is fine. Now you have your little cup to use. When you are ready to plant your seed and just to get it started, all you need to do is take it. Now it'll be dry, okay? Take it and fill it up with your seed starter mix, potting soil, coconut coir, whatever you prefer to use. Plant your seed in here accordingly, however deep it needs to be. Then you want to water it appropriately according to what the needs are of the seed. And yes, the cardboard is going to get damp and it's going to soften up some. That is okay. It will hold together. So then you just want to put it in a dry tray, plate, container, whatever you want to set it in, like this, and you can have a whole bunch of them lined up in there with your seed planted in this little cup that you've created. Continue to water it appropriately, and yes, it will be moist. And the more wet this gets, the more soft it's going to get. But that's okay. As long as you don't abuse the thing and handle it roughly, it will still hold together as you need it to. Then the plant is going to grow. It's going to be very happy. I've done this more than once, okay? The plant will grow. This will be a little soft. You just have to be careful with the way you handle it, like you would a peat pot. When the plant is big enough and you're ready to acclimatize it, harden it off with the outside, you can just take your tray and put it outside as needed. Then when it's time to plant your plant in the soil, all you need to do, now this will be soft, all you'll need to do is fold these back or tear them off, and that allows the roots to come out freely out the bottom of the tube. And then you plant this intact in the garden. You don't need to lift the plant and the soil out like you would the little plastic trays. You just put this entire thing right in the ground. Now, what if you've planted this and you realize you forgot to open up the flaps or tear them off? Guess what? It's okay. Your plant will eventually come through. The roots will eventually make their way through these folds of cardboard. It'll take a little bit, and the plant will get a little bit of a slow start as a result, but it will catch up. At least that's what I have found. I had 2 summer squash plants this past summer, and I started them in these little pots that I made with toilet paper rolls, and one of them I remembered to tear the bottoms off. The other one I forgot. I planted it just like it was. The one that was planted without the bottom on there just took off like mad. The other one that I left the bottom on was slow to get going, but eventually it caught up with the other one, and they both produced very, very well. So all is not lost. If you plant it this way, you don't need to dig it back up because that might disturb it too much. Anyway, it's that simple. So I'm just going to let this dry out, and I will hold it until I need it in the next growing season. So start collecting your toilet paper, cardboard now, so you'll have plenty. Save yourself some money from having to buy peat pots or whatever it is. You'll just have your own, and you'll save this from going into the garbage, and it will actually break down in your garden and help to nourish the soil at the same time. Well, I do hope this helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Happy gardening in the spring. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Bye for now.